There exists a phrase so powerful, so deeply embedded in the fabric of existence, that those who understand it hold the key to reality itself. As above, so below. You've heard it before, but do you truly know what it means? This is not just a poetic metaphor. It's a formula, a secret encoded in the very structure of the universe, and it has been hidden in plain sight for thousands of years. The earliest recorded appearance of this phrase comes from the Emerald Tablet, an ancient Hermetic text attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a being who was said to be a fusion of the Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek god Hermes. The tablet is rumored to contain the ultimate secrets of the universe, secrets that alchemists and mystics have sought for centuries. One of its most famous passages reads, "That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below, to accomplish the miracles of the one thing." This phrase was not meant to be understood by the average person. It was a riddle, a veil over a much deeper truth. Those who grasp its meaning gain access to a hidden order of reality, one that connects the cosmos, the mind, and the physical world in a way that defies conventional understanding. The teachings of Hermeticism claim that the universe is a grand reflection of itself. The same forces that move the planets also move within you. The same laws that govern the stars govern your mind, your emotions, and your destiny. In other words, you are not separate from the universe. You are a fractal of its infinite intelligence. But here's where things get even stranger. Ancient civilizations across the world knew this law. The Egyptians built their pyramids to mirror the stars. The Hindus described the macrocosm and microcosm in their Vedic texts. The Taoists of China spoke of the unity between the internal and external worlds. How did they all arrive at the same knowledge? If the universe operates on mirrored principles, then understanding the patterns of one realm can unlock the mysteries of another. This is why alchemists believed that by transforming base metals into gold, they could also transform their own consciousness. It wasn't just about physical alchemy, it was about spiritual alchemy. But here's what they didn't want you to know. If reality is built on reflection, then by mastering your inner world, you can master your external world. What happens inside of you dictates what happens outside of you. This is why modern science is now beginning to confirm what the ancients always knew, that our thoughts, our energy, and even our perception of time and space are intricately connected to the fabric of reality itself. And if that's true, then what else can we manipulate? What else can we change? What happens when we start applying this law consciously? This is where things get truly dangerous. Because once you understand the power of reflection, you no longer just exist within reality. You begin to shape it. Imagine holding a mirror in front of another mirror. What happens? An endless reflection. A pattern repeating infinitely. This is not just a visual trick. This is the hidden blueprint of the universe itself. As above, so below is not just a philosophy. It's a law that governs everything from the movement of galaxies to the thoughts in your mind. And once you understand how this reflection works, you can begin to manipulate it. Science is now confirming what the ancients knew thousands of years ago. The universe is built on fractals. A fractal is a pattern that repeats itself on every scale, from the smallest to the largest. Look at a galaxy and compare it to the structure of an atom. Look at the branching of a tree and compare it to the veins in your body. Even the neurons in your brain mirror the structure of the cosmos. But here's the most mind-blowing part. Your thoughts follow the same pattern. Just like a single action can create ripples across an entire ocean, a single belief can shape the entire course of your life. Think about this. If the macro reflects the micro, then your external world is nothing more than a mirror of your internal state. If your mind is chaotic, your life will be chaotic. If your mind is in harmony, your reality will reflect that harmony. Ever noticed how the same types of situations keep appearing in your life? The same struggles, the same types of people, the same lessons? This is not a coincidence. The universe is mirroring your internal state, showing you exactly what's happening inside you. If you constantly attract negative people, it's because there is a reflection of that energy within you. If you keep facing the same obstacles, it's because you haven't changed the internal pattern that's generating them. If you suddenly start experiencing synchronicities, seeing repeated numbers, hearing the same message from different sources, it's because you are aligning with a new level of reality. This is why monks, mystics, and spiritual masters have always focused on internal transformation first. Because when you change the reflection within, the external world must change as well. Now, here's where it gets truly powerful. Your thoughts and emotions are not just passive experiences. They are blueprints. Every thought you think is a frequency, sending ripples out into the universe. The law of reflection ensures that whatever frequency you emit must come back to you. If you dwell on fear, you will attract fear-based situations. If you train your mind to focus on abundance, you will start seeing opportunities everywhere. If you fill yourself with confidence, people will respond to you differently, because your energy has changed. This is not wishful thinking. Quantum physics now suggests that the observer influences the observed reality. In other words, your consciousness shapes the world around you. And if that's true, then as above, so below is not just a poetic saying. It's the secret to mastering reality. But here's the real question. If the world is a mirror, what happens when you change the reflection? If your external world is a reflection of your internal state, then changing your mindset is not just self-improvement, it's reality manipulation. The ancient mystics knew this. The alchemists practiced it. But today, most people remain blind to the power they hold within. They wonder why life keeps repeating the same patterns, why they attract the same problems, why their desires seem just out of reach. But here's the secret. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are not just personal experiences. They are instructions to the universe. And right now, whether you realize it or not, you are programming your reality. Modern science is finally catching up to what the ancients taught. The reticular activating system, RAS, a network in your brainstem, acts as a filter. It decides what you notice and what you ignore. If you believe the world is full of danger, your RAS will make sure you see threats everywhere. If you believe opportunities are everywhere, your RAS will start showing them to you. If you believe you are unlucky, your RAS will filter reality to confirm that belief. This is why two people can walk down the same street and see completely different worlds. One sees problems, the other sees possibilities. One sees obstacles, the other sees doors opening. Same reality, different reflection. The secret schools of the past didn't just study philosophy. They practiced techniques to reshape their internal world. And in doing so, they reshaped their external world. One of the most powerful techniques, mental transmutation, the ability to shift your inner state at will. Why? Because reality follows your dominant state of mind. Here's an example. If you wake up in a bad mood, what happens? Everything seems to go wrong. People respond negatively. You attract delays, stress, and conflict, not because the world changed, but because your frequency did. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up and consciously choosing a powerful internal state. Confidence, gratitude, clarity. If you do this, reality will mirror that energy back to you. So, how do you start using this law consciously? Here are 3 techniques practiced by those who understood the hidden mechanics of reality. 1. The thought experiment. Spend one entire day observing your thoughts. Every time you catch yourself in a limiting belief, flip it. Example: instead of thinking, "I always struggle," replace it with, "Solutions are appearing for me." Do this for a full day, and you'll start seeing shifts. 2. Mental alchemy. Before you act, change your state. If you feel weak, shift to strength. If you feel doubt, replace it with certainty. Your internal state dictates your external results. Test this by walking into a room radiating confidence and see how people respond differently. 3. The reflection test. Look at the patterns in your life and ask, what is this trying to teach me? What belief is creating this reflection? Once you identify the internal cause, you can begin to change the external effect. But here's the real question. If your mind holds this much power, what happens when you take full control of it? What happens when you stop reacting and start creating? If your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are programming reality, then what happens when you take full control of that process? This is where things get dangerous, because now, you're not just surviving in the world, you're designing it. Most people live in a reactionary state. They think their circumstances control them. They wait for opportunities, for luck, for change. But the hidden truth is that change doesn't start outside. It starts within. Ancient mystics, esoteric schools, and even modern quantum physics point to the same conclusion. Reality bends to your internal world. This is why the phrase, "as above, so below," was always considered forbidden knowledge, because those who truly master it become architects of existence itself. Most people look at their lives and ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But the real question is, what is this reflecting about my internal world? If your finances are unstable, what subconscious beliefs about money are running in the background? If your relationships are toxic, what inner wounds are attracting these experiences? If success keeps slipping through your fingers, what fears or doubts are holding you back? Everything you see is a reflection of something deeper. The first step is to analyze your life like a puzzle, tracing back every external result to its internal source. Once you've identified the beliefs and thought patterns shaping your reality, you need to replace them with precision. The key: repetition, emotion, and visualization. Repetition. Your subconscious learns through patterns. If you repeat a new belief often enough, your brain rewires itself to accept it as truth. Emotion. The stronger the emotion attached to a belief, the faster it imprints. This is why traumatic events shape us so deeply, but it also means you can use positive emotions to rewire your reality. Visualization. Your mind doesn't differentiate between what's real and vividly imagined. Athletes, CEOs, and spiritual masters have all used visualization to program their minds, and reality follows. Here's an experiment. Every night before bed, visualize yourself living the reality you desire as if it's already happening. Don't just see it, feel it. Experience the emotions, the sensations, the certainty. Do this for 21 days and watch your external world start shifting. Now comes the final and most overlooked step: taking aligned action. The universe responds not just to thought, but to movement. If you believe wealth is coming, do you act like someone who trusts that reality? If you believe you are confident, do you walk, speak, and behave accordingly? If you believe opportunities are appearing, are you putting yourself in places where they can find you? Most people sabotage themselves because their actions don't match their internal shifts. But once you align thought, emotion, and action, the external world has no choice but to comply. Now, here's the ultimate test. What happens when you apply this on a massive scale? What happens when you stop playing by the rules of ordinary perception and start bending reality itself? If reality mirrors your internal world, if thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape existence, Then the final key is mastering the layers beyond what most people can perceive. Because here's what nobody tells you. The physical world is just one layer of reality. Ancient mystics, secret societies, and even modern science have hinted at this for centuries. There is more to existence than what meets the eye. And once you understand how to tap into the deeper layers, you stop just changing your life. You start influencing reality itself. Everything in the universe operates on vibration and frequency. From the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, from your thoughts to your emotions, everything is energy. But here's the mind-blowing part. You can change your frequency. And when you do, reality shifts with it. Ever noticed how some days, everything flows effortlessly, and on others, everything goes wrong? That's frequency. Ever walked into a room and instantly felt someone's energy before they even spoke? That's frequency. Ever thought about someone and they suddenly called you? That's frequency aligning reality. This is not coincidence. It's mechanics. You are constantly broadcasting a signal, and the universe responds accordingly. There are two levels of thinking, the ordinary mind and the higher mind. The ordinary mind is trapped in logic, fear, and limitation. It believes only in what it can see. But the higher mind, it operates beyond time, beyond restriction, beyond illusion. Mystics, shamans, and visionaries have all accessed this level. They called it the Akashic Records, the collective unconscious, the divine mind. Today, we might call it the quantum field. The key to accessing it? Silence, awareness, expansion. Try this. Sit in stillness. Let thoughts fade. Focus only on your breath. Ask a question in your mind, but don't think about the answer. Just listen. Notice the insights, images, or intuitive nudges that arise. This is the higher mind speaking. The more you listen, the more you access the deeper layers of reality. If everything is a mirror, if your thoughts, emotions, and energy dictate your experience, if you can tap into hidden layers of existence, then the only real question left is, what will you create? Most people live as passive characters in their own story. They react, they wait, they hope. But once you understand the truth, that as above, so below, is the operating system of the universe, you have a choice. You can remain a spectator, or you can become the architect of your reality. So, what happens when you truly step into this power? What happens when you no longer follow the script, but write it yourself?